When the girl returned home feeling utterly lost, her stepmother chopped vegetables ignoring her. Looking at her dripping skirt and muddy socks, the girl said with grievance, "I'm back, I've got everything." But as soon as she spoke, her stepmother's expression turned terrified, because her daughter had been killed 10 days ago. The murderer hadn't been caught yet. This pushed her to the brink of mental collapse every day. She often hallucinated her daughter coming home, until her husband, who was out all day, came back. She had the courage to crawl out from under the table. Seeing his wife paranoid every day, her husband angrily dragged her to their daughter's room. But when they opened the door, there was nothing inside. How could a mother be afraid to see her daughter? "I dream of seeing her again." Her husband's words made the woman feel ashamed. If he had picked up their daughter from school that night 10 days ago, the girl let her guard down and got into the neighbor's car, who lived downstairs. But as the girl prepared to leave, the neighbor stopped her and asked the girl to help him carry a cardboard box. Seeing the neighbor entering the door password, the girl politely turned around. But the moment the door opened, the neighbor quietly walked behind the girl and pulled her directly into his room. Her own home was just within reach, yet the girl had no resistance, until she was pulled into the dark room. And this psychopath had a special fetish. He always ordered a double pizza before committing a crime as a reward for his successful hunt, then slowly tortured the girl to death. The next morning, police found a red suitcase in the wilderness. Inside was the girl's dismembered body. Seeing the news, the luggage store owner recognized it as their product right away. Thinking back 10 days ago, he did remember a suspicious person buying a red suitcase. He wanted to tell the police, but his wife stopped him. Meanwhile, a delivery guy saw the news too. It said the murderer killed someone every 10 days. The delivery guy immediately remembered a man who ordered pizza every 10 days. It coincided with the timing of each new case. But because he was busy with work, he didn't pay much attention to it. These two important clues were shelved. Police were clueless for a while. They often took away local hoodlums for screening, but after testing they still didn't get any useful clues. The security guard downstairs found a smelly plastic bag while sorting trash, but he didn't open it directly. Instead, he knocked on the door of the household based on the address, thinking he could threaten them for some drinks again. But he didn't know the person inside was an extremely psychopathic killer. Seeing the other person deny it, the stubborn security guard wanted to open the bag to confront him. Sensing something was wrong, the psychopath killed him instantly, but the secret was still discovered by the security guard. Inside was the missing girl's school uniform. He couldn't believe his eyes, but it was too late. The psychopath slowly opened the door, then raised a homemade wooden hammer, revealing a cold smile, and the security guard paid the ultimate price. Coincidentally, the girl's stepmother was just returning from buying groceries. As she stepped into the building, she was startled by a bright red color. Looking up, she found it was just spilled red wine. The woman carefully walked up the stairs, crossing the area with shards of glass. But just then the security guard's phone rang. The woman slowly turned around and found that the neighbor was just pretending to make a call. Coupled with his cold stare, the woman felt even more suspicious. On the other end of the phone was the security guard's colleague, Lao Zhang. Unable to reach his colleague for a while, he wanted to use the excuse of checking the water meter to call his colleague's last location. Before the psychopath could answer, there came a loud knock on the door. He dropped the phone, intending to find out what was going on. As the phone vibrated, it slowly slipped into a nearby box. The psychopath opened the door unexpectedly. A big man stood there demanding him to move his car. But as a serial killer, he didn't take Ma Gu seriously at all. Seeing Ma Ji's tattooed arms, the psychopath felt a little scared and didn't know where to look. And Ma Gu also noticed the scars on his arm, thinking he was a member of a gang. Seeing no benefit, the psychopath could only slyly drive away. But what Ma Gu didn't know was these 6 scars represented 6 lives he had ruined.